Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Today we are looking at an area of your life where you can step up and be a leader. And today's reading has three different piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is the Star Child. Pile number 2 represents Karmic clearing. Okay. And pile number 3 is the wisdom of the divine feminine. So whatever you're feeling today, Star Child, Karmic clearing, wisdom of the divine feminine, you can take a look at each card. What theme is pulling you in? What's drawing you in today? And you can go directly to the description box below to find your pile. Hope everybody is doing well. For those of you that want to follow me on social media, I'm at Blue Sky, Natalie H Astrology on Blue Sky. And for those of you that would like to book a tarot reading, details are in the description box below for how to book one. And if you'd like a natal chart reading, details for how to book one are in the description box below. And with that, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hope everybody is keeping their head up during these interesting but difficult times we have been going through. So let me go ahead and ring the bell. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Star Child, and today's reading is called Step Up and Be a Leader. And we're going to take a look at where you can do this in your life, what 2 areas, as I have 2 houses here for the purposes of astrology, and houses are specific areas of life. So we're going to take a look at that along with your oracle cards and tarot cards. So we are going to really get into it. Pile number 1. For all my star children out there, you picked card number 8. And you can see the water flowing through her fingertips here. Very beautiful image. Let's go ahead and see. Spirit, show us where pile number 1 can step up and be a leader in their life. Show us where pile number 1 can step up and be a leader. Show us that bright spot in their life where they could really step up and be a leader. Okay. 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Pile number 1. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, or the 9 of Wands, and the Chariot. And it's funny why I almost said 9 of Swords instead of 9 of Wands. And because I was thinking of the 6 of Swords when I pulled the 5 of Swords, and I was thinking like, you're just like one step away from moving past a really hard period, or you're just one step away from smooth sailing. And I think the Chariot here also implies that image of, you know, hard work with the 3 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands, and then smooth sailing, and having the physical energy and the physical momentum to do that work, and then smooth sailing. Okay, and let's go ahead and maybe there's an aspect here where you feel like your ideas aren't appreciated, or you feel like your ideas are discounted, or you know, people left you out of something. Pile number 1, whether that be friends, family, at a work situation, you felt left out, or you felt you have a lot to contribute, but people weren't listening, okay? And that could have been painful, hurtful. And that can make us shy away in the future from stepping up and being a leader. And I do feel like there's a situation with this Chariot that you're going to be moving on from or moving away from. You're going to stop trying to impress these same people. You're just going to leave them because here's the thing, pile number one. Two of the people that are in this group of people are just followers. They don't really have any ideas of their own. They're just total followers. And the other person actually has ideas or has things or skills that they can do, but just does the same thing over and over and over again. And they know that they shut you out, and they know that they didn't really listen to you, and they didn't really listen to your ideas. And I feel like in a way they feel kind of bad about it, that they hurt your feelings, or that, you know, that they didn't really respect you in this situation, pile number one. But at the end of the day, I feel like you're going to move on from this situation emotionally and physically. You're going to be like out the door and moving on. We have second house of money. Okay. So leadership, an area where you can step up and be a leader. And we have seventh house of relationship. Okay. And this is where perhaps when it comes to your money and your relationships, you feel that your ideas are not respected, or you feel that you would like to take your money that you worked so hard for and invest it in something that is meaningful for you, okay? And that you need to, you're like, yeah, Five of Swords, I got to watch my back when it comes to my money. I have to stop investing time and money in situations where people don't need me, where I'm not appreciated, that type of thing. Okay, so Spirit is really wanting you to step up and be a leader when it comes to your money and your relationships. Now, relationships is a big topic because that can be romantic relationships, that can be, and certainly money is one of the major aspects of relationships. When you get deep into a relationship with someone, or you get into a marriage with someone, the number one predictor of divorce is money and fighting over money issues. Okay. So money is an important issue in relationships, but also feeling like your ideas are respected and appreciated when it comes to relationships and money, pile number one, okay? And then relationships can be anything from, you know, your colleagues in your work to deeper one-on-one relationships, to romantic relationships, to friendships, etc. Okay. But this is Spirit saying right now, they want you to step up and be a leader when it comes to money, your resources, your time, your effort, your energy, your investments, your money, and your relationships. Okay. And I am seeing a Band-Aid on somebody's arm, or I'm seeing a vein that is very noticeable on somebody's arm, or somebody has, like, some people, their veins just tend to pop out more than other people for whatever reason. And maybe some of you have like very noticeable veins or very big veins, or there has been a vein that's been kind of popping out, or somebody's been noticing that. Anyway, I just have to say that, okay? And I also feel something with the wrist or lower arm is going on, pile number one. Perhaps it's carpal tunnel, perhaps it is, or strengthening that area of the body is something that needs to be focused on. But let's see what else we have here. We have paralyzed. Not being able to move forward can overwhelm and create a sense of fear, but standing still can be just as frightening. At least moving forward can create change. And this is coming out under the Chariot, right? And at least moving forward can create change. And, you know, if we've been standing still, Nine of Wands, if we've been standing still in our fire, let me stand next to your fire, pile number 1. If we've been standing still in our fire for a long time, getting mad, hurt, angry, enraged over a particular situation, and we're not sure what we want to do about it, and we just felt very unable to move or make choices or decisions around it, then moving forward can create a sense of, well, at least I get to create my own destiny. At least I'm not standing around and waiting for these people to get a clue. We have here lust, not love. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in by good sex. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, you don't say, right? Pile number 1. We have unsocial. You need to get out and mingle with new people so you can meet someone. Okay. And lust is not the same as love. Having passion, okay, isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in by just having good sex with somebody. And this is relationships, right? This is where we have to take the lead in relationships and really ask ourselves the question, are we building towards something here, or are we just standing here and farting around? What are we doing? Okay. And there's a frustration of time, money, effort, energy putting into things. It's like, I'm putting in energy, you're not putting in energy, I'm out of here. Okay. And we see that situation of where I was talking about 2 or 3 people talking or sharing things and kind of leaving you out of the situation. And that could also be where your relationships are hurting too, where you're not feeling the most social. And if you're not feeling appreciated in a situation, then get out of there. Pile number 1, get the hell on out of there. All right, my loves, there's better waiting. There's better things to discover. There's more exciting things, better people to meet than the people that you're hanging on to sentimentally, hoping that it turns into something more than lust. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, that's an interesting energy. Okay. We have people skills. All right. You have a flair for working well with others. You could be a diplomat, a counselor, a salesperson, or a head of a company. Pile number 1. Oh my goodness. I love that. And maybe you forgot about your people skills. Maybe you've been really crabby, or you've been really not in the mood because people have been shitty lately. Okay. I think that there is better people, better situations, more money to be made. And perhaps your people skills with the 2nd house of money, perhaps your people skills are actually going to make you some money, honey. Pile number 1, okay? And knowing the right people, talking to the right people, getting out there, mingling, mixing is far more productive than sitting in hurt feelings or trying to change situations that literally aren't going anywhere. Okay. And that's a waste of your incredible people skills and your incredible skills of connection. And you actually do have really good people skills and relationship skills. And you need to take the lead in those situations because you have a good feel for where things are going to go or where things are going to head. And you should trust your intuition on that. Pile number 1. We have Pisces, as I was just, You've got a good feel. You've got the right touch. You've got the right touch. Pile number 1. Okay, we've got Pisces energy. And in this photo, we see one fish swimming upward and one fish swimming downward. So that's a little messy, okay? Are we swimming in the same direction? Do we want the same thing? Do we have the same goals? Is one person getting ready to dive in and the other person's getting ready to jump out? Okay. And then there's just like a whole bunch of messy emotion or creative expression that's kind of locked underneath and trapped within. Okay. And yeah, so this is something to think about with Pisces. It can get messy. It can get, I don't know why I just got the word jolly, but you know, Pisces has room for big emotions, big feeling, big emotions, opening up, letting someone else in, big motivation, big emotions, big promises, big, like, I promise to do this, I promise to do that, big displays of emotion. Okay. But there's a difference because the fish are swimming in 2 different directions. So who's doing what, right? Is somebody going deeper and deeper into feelings and someone else is swimming away from feelings? Or what are we, and this is coming out under the lust, not love card. Okay. And I would say when it comes to this, don't make it more confusing than it needs to be. Sometimes we make things incredibly confusing, complex equations simply because we know the truth is actually very simple. And we don't really want to sit in those emotions because we feel turned off by those emotions or we feel bad about those emotions. Okay, so this is something to be thinking about. We have self-sabotage, okay, and procrastination, feel of procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermining our ability to succeed, okay? And sometimes we can lose ourselves in another person, and that's a form of self-sabotage as a way to avoid other difficult things in our life that we don't want to really deal with. I'm not really happy in this job, or I'm not really happy with these people that just keep fluffing me aside or pushing me aside. And I really do want to move on from this situation. And instead, we lose ourselves in a situation that's emotionally messy because it gives us something to do and think about that isn't the thing that we actually need to be doing and thinking about. And that is a form of self-sabotage, okay? And that can take away, and a lot of people do that, pile number 1, so don't feel bad. Or people that you're dealing with could be doing that. And a lot of people run into this problem, okay? But what we want to ask ourselves is, what opportunities am I foregoing by living in the mess and staying in self-sabotage, right? We have get more information, okay? So get more information and get more information. And this is coming out under people skills. So talking to people, getting more information, getting to know people, and, you know, getting more information is a very mercurial thing. It's kind of like a Gemini thing of talking to people, getting to know them, getting more information, learning more about something. Get more information, okay? What does this person want? What do they like? Do I like the same things? Do we have something to talk about here? Okay. Get more information, get to know other people is what I feel. Pile number 1. We have wombat spirit, be at home. Okay. Be at home within yourself. Pile number 1. And we have here integration, The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves. Okay, so we're embracing every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Okay, so maybe we do have a pattern of self-sabotage, but maybe also we like talking to people and getting more information and learning things. And maybe learning things and talking to people makes us feel at home within ourselves and at home with other people. Okay, and maybe we can balance our tendency to self-sabotage with other things that we do that are positive. And at the end of the day, we can come out with a net benefit to ourselves where we see our money increasing, our relationships getting stronger. We've moved on from lopsided situations. We feel truly at home with ourselves. We feel truly at home with who we are. And yeah, it's not about casting parts of us aside and saying those parts are bad and wrong and they should never exist, right? It's about, living in the contradiction and learning to live and understand the different parts of ourselves, and about being kind to ourselves as well. Pile number 1, okay? And about integrating all those different parts of our lives, money, relationships, moving on, not staying stuck, but moving on when we know that there's more to be had in life, okay? So pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my friends. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I wish you the very best, my darlings. Take care and bless you. We will move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose Karmic Clearing, and today's reading is where Spirit would like you to step up and become a leader in your life. Now, every single pile has 2 astrology houses associated to it, and those houses pertain to particular areas of your life. So we will definitely be looking at those, and your tarot cards and your oracle cards. So let's find out. Spirits, angels, and guides. Let's find out for pile number 2, where gorgeous, beautiful pile number 2 can step up and be a leader in their life. Let's step up and be a leader, pile number 2. We're going to be moving into Aries energy before we know it here, and we want to be ready, right? We got to be vroom vroom. We got to be ready to go. Pile number 2. Look at that, the Magician on the bottom of the deck. We got to be ready to go. And let's go ahead and we've got the 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this talks about a particular negotiation with someone that appears to be going nowhere, where a change of tone or a change in the way that we look at a situation needs to change. Now, this could be a negotiation with yourself. Like, I'm trying to convince myself, Natalie, I'm trying to really convince myself to do something here and I don't want to do it. Or this could be a negotiation with another person where you're trying to convince them of something. You've tried frickin' everything and they just don't want to budge from the situation. Okay, so we're going to take a look in these types of situations. We need a little bit of elbow grease. We need a little bit of magician energy to help. We have the 9th house and exploration. Now, the 9th house does have to do with spirituality, okay? And the 9th house has to do with our ability as a magician as well. Our ability as a magician, our ability as a high priestess or a high priest, our ability as a practitioner of the magical arts, as a tarot reader, as an astrologer, or a priest or priestess of the temple. Okay, that's all very 9th house stuff. And the 9th house is also travel and exploration of new thoughts and new ideas. And also the 9th house. And I can see the Queen of Swords here trying to, and again, this could be something going on within yourself where it's like, I'm trying to convince myself to take a risk or to do something different because I'm sick of my life and I'm bored of things and I'm tired of it here and I want to try something different, but I'm a little scared of the practical implications, or I'm a little scared of the monetary problems or practical implications that could come up here. And this could be like where it's like, I'm trying to convince myself to sell all my belongings and move to another country. Or I'm trying to convince my best friend to do that with me, or I'm trying to convince my partner to do that with me, or just a part of myself that's reluctant to let go of stability. I'm trying to reason with myself. I'm trying to, explore new territory here, but we have resistance because we have resistance going on here, either because of practical or monetary things, or a failure to show the value in something. I remember when I was dating this person and we had went over to Asia to travel, and we'd come back, and this is back in 2018, 2019, and we'd come back from this travel, and at the time, me and this person had plenty of money. I was at a different place in my life then, and it's not like we didn't have endless money, but we had plenty of money. And we came back from the trip, and this person's like, traveling's, this was the person I was dating, and they were like, traveling's a waste of time. You don't learn anything from it. Traveling is not something I ever want to do. Traveling is lame. Like, I can't believe we went on this trip. It absolutely provided no value. And it was just so negative, and it was just like, at that time in my life, I absolutely loved traveling, and I was like really into travel. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot, this is not somebody I can. And him and I were both at the same spot economically. It wasn't a money issue, really. It was more of like an idea, what do you value, or what is idealistic to you, and what do you philosophically align yourself to in life, versus another person does not have the same idea as you. So that was very annoying to me, and I really shut down with that person after that. I didn't really feel like speaking my mind or talking to that person too much after that, and it really ruined the mood. And there could be, it's funny, Spirit is bringing up that situation here, because it could really be something like that going on too, where somebody feels really mentally like they've been trying to talk to someone, they've been trying to reason with them, to rationalize with them, and there's just no, there's no doing it. Okay, or it could also be where we are within ourselves trying to convince ourselves to do something, and it's like, I don't know if I really want to part with this money, or I don't know if I should really do that. We have ascendant and entrance here. Okay, and this has to do with our physical avatar, our physical body, how we look, how we feel about ourselves, and how we examine ourselves in our life. Now, this can also be where we feel like we're disconnected from a part of ourselves, and we're disconnected from a part of who we are and who we used to be in the past. And we don't know if we even remember that person anymore. Like if you think of yourself 10 years ago, let's say you were very healthy, you were very fit, you were very in shape, you were very happy, you were taking care of yourself, Queen of Pentacles. And now you can't even think about who that person was. Like you can't even connect with that older version of yourself because you don't really know who you are anymore. And so I think, and there's this aspect with the ninth house of needing to find a new philosophy of life, or needing to find a new way to live, or a new way to connect with different parts of yourself than you've connected with in the past, and finding out what your priorities are right now in this lifetime, in this moment. And they may have changed from before. And the sense is with the Magician is we want to feel like we have choices. We want to feel like our life is dynamic and we can move things around on the chessboard of our life, and that we have moves that we can make, okay? Or we can feel very shut down from that and feel like we have no moves left to make and we're just stuck where we are. So pile number 2, some of these issues are definitely coming up in your reading. We have reject. Dismissing opinions too quickly can lead to neglecting important information. By taking the time, the truth will become apparent and you will view the situation in a different light. Okay, and this is where the Queen of Swords is just rejecting anything, any new idea, any new philosophy, any new way of looking at things. And it's just saying, yeah, that's not for me. Or, yeah, I don't think that that'll work for me. Or just totally just rejecting, dismissing opinions too quickly, and, you know, taking time with information, right? The Queen of Pentacles being, taking our time, you know, watching things build over time, sitting with something for a while instead of just making a snap judgment about something will cause you to view the situation in a different light, okay? And this can be where you're feeling very blocked mentally, okay? Or you're feeling very angry mentally, or you're feeling like your mental health has not been great, and every time you come up with a new idea for yourself, you just shut yourself down right away, okay? And so this is where, like with the ninth house, we need to be open to more things. And with the ascendant, we need to be open to seeing ourselves in a new way. And that only really comes with time and sitting with particular things in our life. Yeah, we may be in a different season of our life, but it doesn't mean that we don't have options, right? And then we have addiction. You are either obsessed with someone or struggling with addiction. Get help. We have incomplete. You want someone who completes you, but you need to be whole on your own. Okay, so this can be where we feel really shut down, okay? And we feel really shut down from life because we're feeling super negative about something and about a person in our life that we've been very attached to, that we've been very addicted to, or that we can't imagine our life without. And we're shutting ourselves down and limiting ourselves because of a line of thinking that we're having about a particular situation. We're judging a situation as being bad and horrible for us, instead of looking at the possibilities of what a new situation can bring. Okay, it's like, unless I can have this, I don't want anything at all. And that's how we get into some really like pigeonholed thinking. And I've been there myself, and I've also like, if you fight with yourself long enough in your own head, you start to realize where it's like, this doesn't feel good anymore. Like sitting here by myself and punishing myself for something that happened a long time ago, it doesn't feel good anymore. And I'm not getting anywhere with it mentally. And this could be where, you've had plenty of therapy. You've talked about shit until your jaw cannot talk about something anymore. You're sick of it, okay? And you're tired of ruminating on a particular topic over and over again. And you want to be open to something new in your life. You want to be open to new ideas and seeing yourself. You want to be open to personal growth, Queen of Pentacles, okay? And so part of that is, an addiction can come in many forms, right? It can be addiction to a certain way of thinking. It can be an addiction to like a certain person or a relationship. Okay. It can come from trying to counsel people who are in active addiction, that no matter what you say, you'll talk your face off and it's not going to change them, because their change needs to happen within them, just like your change needs to happen within you. And so, yeah, there's a lot going on there. And there's a big element here, pile number 2 in your reading, about finding yourself regardless of what other people are doing. Authority. Clashes with the boss or a challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions if you can. Okay, and this is where people are testing you. Pile number 2, people are trying your last fucking nerve. And the challenge is to not react. The challenge is to, if somebody is like pushing you to respond in a very negative way, or not listening to you, or just shutting you down, that you don't let that slow down your personal growth within you. Okay? But this is talking about clashes with authority. And when we're talking about stepping up and being a leader, when we go to do that, there's definitely some people that may ruffle their feathers. And some of you may have had an issue with a parent, pile number 2, that was extremely toxic to your mental health, that has been extremely negative towards you, that has nothing but bitchy shit to bring into your life, that when you have good news or you have something that you're doing or an idea that you're excited about, they just constantly shut that down, or they just constantly push it under the rug, or they constantly say things to you that are hurtful and backbiting to get a reaction from you. Okay. And, dealing with these types of people in your family or in your workplace can be very, very tricky. Okay. And, knowing how to deal with these difficult personality types is something that the magician can definitely do. The magician is too swift on its toes to get caught up with the energy. The magician is, now you see me, now you don't. The magician is constantly moving and changing, and the magician is constantly like one step in front of everyone else, okay? And isn't getting bogged down by the demands of whoever. So pile number 2, that's something to think about too, is if you had a parent like that, how that is impacting your relationship with authority. We have Taurus, okay? So there's Taurus energy popping up in this reading. We have the Queen of Pentacles here, Earth sign energy. but we've got Taurus. And I do feel that there could be somebody watching over you who has Taurus energy, pile number 2, like an ancestor or someone in your lineage who's passed on that is watching over you. I also feel with this Taurus energy, there can be people that are, very stubborn and clinging on to the same things over and over and over again, and are very resistant to new ideas or new ways of looking at things. Okay, so there's also a huge thing about loyalty showing up in your reading, and perhaps you guys have a thing where you don't want to give up on people. It's like, if I love you and I care about you, I'm not going to give up on your ass, okay? And that's a very Taurus quality to have. It's a very fixed sign quality. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. For those of you that have those signs heavy in your chart, those loyalty is a big factor, okay? If I love you and I care about you, I'm not giving up on you. I'm not going to allow you to fall and allow you to sink down in life. I'll be there to catch you, okay? That's a wonderful quality to have in life, pile number 2, but we have to be careful because sometimes we can get so dead set on something, we're not willing to consider other viewpoints about a particular person, or we're not willing to let something go. Okay, so those are some things that we have to think about. We have hidden desires. Your deepest desires hold the seed of your potential, longing, and passion fulfilled. Okay, and I'm not talking about sexual desire or hooking up with certain people. I'm talking about your hidden desires for where you want to go in your life. Like, where you want to live. Maybe you want to live in a different country. Maybe you want to explore, you've always wanted to explore your spirituality more. Maybe you've always wanted to explore your creativity. It's about exploration. It's about hidden desires within yourself that need an opportunity to grow, that don't necessarily have to do with anybody else, right? And we have here in the near future, okay? So in the near future, there'll be an opportunity for you to explore those hidden desires within yourself that you would like to work on, okay? But there may also be in the near future a clash with an authority figure, whether that is a boss or a family member, somebody who's older than you, okay? And don't react is what I'm going to say, pile number 2, all right? Get out of there as soon as you can. Be 2 steps ahead. If you feel like something is coming down the pipeline towards you, it probably is. All right, know your strategic response before you even go into the conversation, but don't react, okay? And don't defend yourself and don't react. Just walk away as quick as you can, okay, is what I'm going to say. And get back to what you want to be doing for yourself is what I would say to that. We have, beaver spirit. Stay busy, okay? Busy beaver, right? Don't get into trouble, pile number 2, okay? Keep your nose clean, as they say, and keep your eye on the prize and stay busy. Work on what you're working on. Don't let other people distract you. And this is coming out under the Taurus card of laying a solid foundation. Okay, and this is where we're not trying to build a solid foundation with people who are mentally messed up or people who are mentally shut down, right? We're not going to try to lay a solid foundation with those types of people because it always feels empty. It never feels truly satisfying. And instead, we could be spending that time building our world, our security, our, you know, art, music, beauty, security around us, creativity, rather than dumping this same old empty arguments into the same old empty hole, you know? And so we want to be busy with the beaver. We want to be busy little beavers, minding our own business and taking care of laying a solid foundation in our life. And we have the heart chakra. Beautiful. Look at that green. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and body. Yeah, and we see the need to harmonize the mind and body with the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles here. The mind is what's giving the trouble, I feel. And, you know, I love the heart chakra. I love that green, that energy of growth and wealth and security and stability and feeling safe. I love that. You know, what I don't necessarily agree with is loving other human beings completely unconditionally. I think when it comes to a child, like a mother and a child and a baby, like, yeah, there's unconditional love there. A pet, you know, you and your pet, there's unconditional love there. Very beautiful and healing for the heart chakra. But when it comes to other adults, other human beings, I am not a huge believer in total unconditional love. I don't agree. Pile number 2. I think we've got to be, you know, we're constantly searching for, and again, this is part of our philosophy of life and who we are, right? There are some people that believe in unconditional love with other adults, and I'm not here to tell them that they're wrong. I'm not here to try to convince them into my philosophy. The 9th house is where we develop our philosophies for living and whether they are mentally healthy or mentally draining for us, right? If we are unconditionally loving other adults all the time, and we don't have any boundaries with that, and we're just, you know, for me, it feels like that can get to a point of desperation, right? Where we have addiction and we're feeling incomplete and things like that. So everybody has to understand where they are on that spectrum of, you know, am I going to unconditionally, do I believe in total unconditional love with other adults, or are there certain conditions that need to be met? And what is my philosophy on that? And how do I view that? And what works for me, ascendant, okay? What works for me in my life? And if you find that in your life you're having a lot of mental breakdowns around, you know, loyalty, and if you're trying to stay with someone or not, and trying to prove your loyalty to someone, and sticking with someone even though it's bad for your mental health and you want to take care of people and all this stuff, in those situations, I would always advocate that people really look at their 9th house in astrology and really look at their philosophy of living. Okay, what is your philosophy of living, and what do you believe about what you should be doing for yourself and what you should be doing for other people? And are you living within inside your own philosophy of life or not? And I think a lot of the questions in life, like, should I be doing this? Is this right for me? Is this healthy for me? Can be answered by forming a strong philosophy about your own life. So pile number 2. That is what I am getting for you, my lovies. I hope that that reading resonated for you. Let me know in the description, not the description box, in the comment box below. Would love to hear your thoughts. Take care. I still have a little bit of a cold. And let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose Wisdom of the Divine Feminine, and today's reading is called Step Up and Be a Leader. And we're going to look at pile number 3, where you can step up and be a leader in your life. Let's go ahead and do it. Each pile also got 2 astrological houses, which are 2 areas of life where you can stand up and be a leader. Okay, let's go ahead and see for my pile number 3 spirit, where can they step up and be a leader in their life? Where can they step up and be a leader? Oh, there's the Lovers. All right, pile number 3. We got the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. We've got the 9 of Swords, Judgment, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you are very worried about a big decision in your life that's going to affect quite a few people. And may affect your future stability in your life, okay? And you're quite worried about this big decision that you made or you're going to make, and worried that you're going to make the right decision or not the right decision, okay? So we're going to take a look at this. There could be quite a few people that are relying on you for this decision, pile number 3, so it may feel like the pressure is on. We have the 6th house in sustainability. We also have the 11th house of community. Yeah, and this is what I mean. A lot of people relying on something that you're doing, or something that a decision you're making, or something that you're trying to build. The 11th house is definitely where we find our friends, our community. You know, it can be like a group that we're associated with. It can be a project that we're trying to run or change or work on. And, you know, one thing I am getting is in a sense of increased responsibilities, pile number 3, that are definitely life-changing for you, and a question about how are you going to be able to work this in with all of your daily duties, stresses, responsibilities, and things that you have going on. And it's worrying you a little bit is what I see. Okay, because you don't want to let people down. You want to make sure that you're taking care of the thing that you started or the thing that you volunteered for. But at the same time, I feel like you're like, oh my God, like I'm up at night. I'm, you know, trying to make the best decision here. And I feel all kinds of flustered. And I'm trying to get myself back on track because this is a really big deal here for me and other people that are within your community that are relying on your work and effort that you're doing here. And it's like, I don't know how I'm going to keep this all together with my work or my job. Like, this is all a lot. Okay. And I'm nervous about whether I can keep up with this. So let's look at it, pile number 3. Let's look at it, because I feel like you have already stepped up to be a leader in a particular situation, in a community effort. You've already like stepped up to that role, and it is going to be very life-changing for you. Pile number 3, okay? And your responsibilities to the community, to this group of friends, etc., that you're working with, it is very, very life-changing. But some of you may be dealing with, health issues. You may be dealing with worry and anxiety about, physical issues, work issues, how you're going to get everything done in the time that you have. We have darkness. As dark as it seems, it is your choice whether to stay shrouded in the abyss or cast aside the cloak and rejoin the others in the warmth of their light and energy. Okay? And like, the community does need your talents and your skills. You have a lot of value to add, pile number 3. And I mean, I feel like some of you maybe you have crippling social anxiety or anxiety in general, or you have just wicked insomnia that causes, major health issues sometimes. But it's like, I feel like you guys are saying, I'm going for it anyway. I don't feel like you guys are choosing to stay shrouded in darkness, pile number 3. I feel like you guys are saying, yeah, I have been shrouded in darkness, and I know what that feels like to be worried and to feel fucked with. Like, I know that feeling, but I'm not going to stay there. I mean, I am dedicating myself and my resources to this project, and it is life-changing, and it does have the potential to connect me to a wider network of people. And I'm not choosing to stay in the darkness. I'm choosing to change things and move forward. I already feel like you're stepping it up, pile number 3. Good for you. You're already doing it. Seeking perfection. Everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Okay? And this can be where, with the 6th house here, where it's like we're worried that because we're not in perfect health, or we're not in perfect condition, or we're not the exact weight that we want to be, or we're not the exact, picture perfect of what we want, that, until we're exactly perfect, we don't have a right to contribute or do something big. And that just isn't the truth. And I feel like you guys have come to see that. We have being a victim. You feel helpless to change your love life, but you can change whenever you want. And this is not what you guys have been up to, I feel, pile number 3. And maybe in the past, there was some of that. But I feel like, and it doesn't have to be your love life either. It could just be a moment where it feels like really stuck and unable to move and unable to participate. And because things are really hard, because things are really stressful, okay? And there can be moments when we feel helpless to change, and we feel like we're the only one that has issues and no one else is suffering like we're suffering and all of that. I feel like with Judgment here, though, you guys have had a major wake-up call, pile number 3, out of this energy. You've had a major wake-up call where you're like, whoa, I guess I am needed. I guess my talents and skills are needed. I guess I do need to step up to the plate. I guess I do need to get involved here. Okay? And I feel like a lot of this, worry and anxiety and wondering is kind of like, kind of gone out the window a little bit. And I am seeing, for those of you who are like looking for a connection with someone. Maybe you're not looking, but maybe it kind of like finds you. Perhaps in the past with this King of Swords here who looks very nasty, perhaps some of you in the past were with people that really like pointed out all your flaws all the time, or were like really sarcastic and nasty, and um, expected you to be perfect all the time, and were always like cutting you down. And a lot of, the worry and anxiety and tension around all of this could be coming from that prior relationship. Some of you could have had an abusive partner in the past. Pile number 3, okay? And I'm so sorry for those of you that had that. And it truly was a moment of darkness in your life where you felt very alone, and maybe you didn't feel that people understood what you were going through. And I feel like for those of you that have moved away from that situation a long time ago, or it's been a while, and you're not really looking to date per se, but if something found you, maybe you would be interested. I do feel like something is going to find you, and I feel like the person that's going to find you is going to be somebody who's very compassionate, somebody who is a big believer in accepting people as they are, somebody who believes that everybody has flaws and is very accepting of other people and where they are in the moment that they're in, and has a lot of compassion because they've been there themselves. They have a lot of compassion for where people are at, okay? And I feel like, you're like wishing you're like, I don't know. I feel like you're saying to me, I don't know, Natalie, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll ever meet anyone like that. That just doesn't even sound possible. Pile number 3, it's very, very possible. Very, okay? And some of you here may be meeting somebody outside of your race or ethnicity is also what I feel here. This person could be from a different ethnicity than you. And it doesn't matter though. I mean, I feel like you two are both really focused on self-improvement, and neither one of you are overly sexualized, coming on to one another. No, it's not like that. I feel like it's more like a chance meeting where there's just a little bit of banter, and you could meet this person while they're working, and you guys just start casually talking, and you see them more than one time, and then over time, because I feel like they're very cautious about letting new people into their life. And I feel like you are too, but I feel like you two like warm up to one another, and it kind of starts as a friendship type thing, and then it becomes more. Now, pile number 2, I don't know why, or pile number 3, I don't know why I just went down that rabbit hole there, but I had to tell you what I'm seeing, okay? And I feel like you're moving past all this shit, basically. Like you're moving past the stress and the anxiety and the darkness of everything you've been through. And you are stepping up. You're realizing, you know what, my gifts and talents are usable in this world. And there are things that I can do to help others. And my inputs are helpful. And I'm just realizing that this this judgment angel looks like Taylor Swift. So pile number 3, maybe something about Taylor Swift's music you find very empowering, or you think is very like strong or empowering. But in this moment, pile number 3, we gotta shake it off. Okay, as Taylor Swift would say, shake it off. Okay, I don't even know how the song necessarily goes, but it's a fun song, so I'm gonna share it. Now we have timing. It's all in the timing right now. Okay, pull another card to see if you should do it now, wait a while, or make a different decision. Yeah, with the 6th house and everything here and meetings, talking to somebody, it's very much a timing thing. And, you know, and especially when it comes to community and getting involved in things and finding the exact role where you just sort of get in where you fit in type thing. It's all divine timing. Pile number 3, I think you already know all about that. We have Netzach, which is the Sephirah that has to do with Venus and desire and what we want, okay? And sometimes we have to balance what we want with the timing. But I feel like, again, I feel like this is kind of, you guys are already keyed into this, pile number 3. We have soul mirrors. Oh my God, and that's coming out under you and this other person here. Soul mirrors, okay? Your soul mirrors to one another. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. Open heart, healing union. That's what I was saying. Soul mirrors, open heart, healing union. There's nothing to worry about, pile number 3. Okay, when the moment comes, it'll be natural, it'll be flow. It's not going to be some big complicated ordeal. It's the timing's going to be right. Everything's going to click into place. The gods got your back on this one, pile number 3. We've got within the next few weeks. Oh my gosh. Well, we have this timing card here, and this within the next few weeks is coming out under the timing card. Okay, pull another card to see if you need to do it now, wait a while, or make a different decision. It's within the next couple of weeks. If you're looking at getting involved in something from a community perspective, or your involvement is changing and it's growing and the responsibilities are increasing, and you're seeing a lot more work and effort for this on your part, and you're feeling nervous about how everything's going to come together, look for the next couple of weeks, pile number 3. And truth be told, like, the month of March is some of the most complicated astrology of the entire year. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you, but I mean, it is a time where big things are happening. So, you know, we've got an eclipse coming up on Friday. We've got one at the end of March. Neptune is moving into Aries. Mercury's going retrograde. Venus is currently retrograde. I mean, Venus retrogrades sometimes with eclipses, people could definitely be meeting somebody, could definitely be talking to new people, getting involved with new people, meeting new friends. And, you know, like I said, with the 11th house, I feel like it does start off as a friendship where you have a chance meeting with someone that's very unexpected. And I'm just getting something about Taylor Swift, so maybe like you're talking about her music or her music is playing or something. But anyway, I'm getting something about, you know, the next few weeks being very, very key for you for a timing perspective as far as you stepping up and being a leader. And I'm getting a clear message for you not to worry, that this is a very good thing, that this represents Netzach. This represents your desires of the heart coming into fruition. We have the cow spirit. Exactly. I love it. That's so friendly. The miracles are endless. Expect, you know, gratitude, joy, abundance. Cows are, of course, you know, known as holy animals in some cultures. They're highly celebrated, highly intelligent. Maybe some of you here are vegan, or you've thought about going vegan, or you meet somebody who's vegan, all right, is what I'm feeling here, especially with the 6th house. Somebody could be very into health, fitness, veganism, stuff like that. Okay. But the miracles are endless. Gratitude, joy, open heart, feeling like comfortable and that everything is possible again. Pile number 3 is what I'm getting for you. Okay. And staying open with gratitude over the next couple of weeks. And some of you are going to be meeting soul mirrors in a positive way that open your heart and create healing unions through community and through your investment in that. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of, and Spirit is urging you to take this time to put in the effort and make the change, and do, put the outputs out there so that others can connect with you that way. We have multidimensionality, okay? The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. Oh, I love that. Our true essence can never be destroyed. And, I know there are times we go through darkness and we feel like we're alone, and we do feel like stressed out, and we do feel like parts of ourselves have been destroyed, but Spirit just wants you to know that truly all parts of ourself exist on the multidimensional plane, other versions of ourselves from, older timelines, from this timeline, and from future timelines, and they're all swirling together to create this massive conglomerate of who we are today and our energetic resonance today. Even if we don't know or have awareness of all those experiences, our energetic field resonates with them. So pile number 3, that is amazing. And perhaps some of you have some work to do when it comes to helping others experience their own sense of multidimensionality and helping them to connect with that aspect of who they are. So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading resonated for you, and I wish you the very best. Take care.